Amanda here. I have been getting so many questions about homeschooling. I know so many of you are like dealing with that struggle right now to decide whether you want to send your kids with all of the, restrictions and things like that going on, or if you want to try and homeschool this year, or maybe you've been homeschooling and you're just curious. But I've been getting so many questions on what curriculum we use, what resources we use, and so I will start off by saying that this is only our second year homeschooling. So we homeschooled last year, was our first year, and this is our second year just starting. Like, we just started today, and I know so many of you are like, why are you starting so early? Well, because we've got a little one on the way at the end of November, possibly early December, whenever baby decides to come. So I have planned a good chunk of time so that even if I do nothing for I think I planned out 7 weeks, even if I did nothing for 7 weeks, we'd still finish on time in June. So the plan is to not do nothing, and the plan is to continue with homeschooling during that time, but who knows what life with a newborn is going to be like. So I just wanted to give myself some wiggle room. So if you're thinking is she starting so early? Do I need to be starting so early? No, most people start in September. You don't need to be starting now, but we are, so I'm sharing my journey with you so that these resources are here. Okay. So this is brand new. I told Dan, I was like, I feel like we're homeschool official because we have a homeschool cart, which is so ridiculous. But it's actually a cart that I see a lot of homeschoolers have the same one, and I didn't get it for that reason. It's just, this has just happened to be the one. When I went to Office Max, it was $30. So for those of you asking about the cart, it was $30 at Office Max. It was super easy to set up. It does come with wheels, but I had Dan not put the wheels on because it's just in our living room and it wouldn't really wheel on the carpet anyway. Okay, so I see a bunch of you are hopping on. I will check for questions at the end because I just want to get going through this. But if you have comments or questions, please put them in the comments. If I can't answer them at the end, then I will go back and write a response to you. Okay, so for those of you who have been following our journey, last year we stuck with a more Waldorf style of schooling because Danny was actually at the Waldorf school here for his first year of kindergarten. So I know you're first year. Waldorf schools typically have 2 years of kindergarten. They don't start reading, writing, all of that until first grade. So that is what we're doing with Danny. He is 7 now, and he is officially in 7th grade. And so last year we really stuck with the Waldorf. We still love Waldorf. We still love the philosophy and everything about it. If you don't know anything about it, I strongly encourage you to look it up. It's very similar to a Charlotte Mason style, so if you know that, you might kind of get an idea. But it's a lot about nature, a lot about arts and crafts, and a lot about teaching through stories and things like that. However, Danny last year kept asking for worksheets. He wanted worksheets, he wanted workbooks, he would make himself worksheets. And with this little one coming, I knew that I needed something that was more open and go type of a deal. So this summer, or I guess I should say this spring, we started off Danny with a more traditional curriculum. And so I'm going to show you the curriculums that we have for this year. We have some traditional, we have some Charlotte Mason, and we have some Waldorf. So really homeschooling is what you want to do. There are so many different options. You can do traditional, you can do all of the ones that I just talked about, and there's even full online. If you're I can't teach my kid, I need someone else to do it, you can do full online. You can hire tutors or people to do it. There are ways of doing it if you're feeling stressed and you're in a pickle where you want this for your children but you don't know how you can make it work. There are ways, and if you need help and you need support, I am happy to help you in any way. Again, I'm not an expert, but I'm just going to share with you what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it. So on our cart here we have just normal things. We have colored pencils, markers, pencils, chalk markers. We have the traditional Waldorf block crayons, and then we also have a bunch of beeswax for modeling is really common for Waldorf as well. So we have those. We also have an entire craft cabinet in the kitchen, which this is set up on a tripod, so I'm not going to take you in there right now, but I can show you another time. We have tons and tons of craft supplies in there. And guys, you can find so many crafts just by Googling. Like if we were working on, like last year we did a bee unit. So I just Googled like bee crafts and like tons of stuff popped up. Also check out Etsy, has tons and tons of, it's not free resources typically, but very cheap. Like you can get printables. Like I got a worksheet that I'll show you guys, a little booklet that we were working on today was literally $1, and it was like 12 pages of workbook for them. So you can find really good deals on there. Another thing that we have, which Dan actually made these for the kids last year, are these boards. So like today we did school on the carpet, but it's nice to have a flat surface to write on. So we have these. We also can bring these outside when we're doing nature study. Things like that. And then I also got, guys, go to Target. The Target dollar bins right now are loaded with school stuff. So if you are even like thinking you might homeschool, my suggestion to you, I know a lot of you are waiting for the governor's like guidelines and all of that. My suggestion is if you're thinking it in your head, I would start researching now, start getting like curriculum stuff now. You can always sell it or return it or whatever. But some of the other things we have, which these are not from, I don't actually remember where we got these, but these are little dry erase boards on one side, chalkboard on the other. We haven't used these yet, but I don't know. I don't really know what I'm thinking in my head. Maybe like when we're doing a lesson copy work or something like that. I also got these are from the Target dollar bins. I don't remember, I think they were like $3. They're just trays, so these are really nice for like watercolor painting, any type of like sensory play with like sand or beans or those like water beads, anything like that, anything messy, you might want to get like a tray for. Then I got these in the Target dollar bin. These are just like pockets that you can put a worksheet in. So you could print up like a math worksheet or whatever. You can put it in here and then they can use dry erase marker and then wipe it off and do it again, or practicing your letters or whatever. Now for those of you who have older kids, I'm sorry, this probably won't be much help. My kids are 5 and 7, so we have a first grader and a kindergartner. So that's the level that I'm at right now. So I picked up those pockets. Those were $1 each. These were also in the Target dollar bin for $1. They had like different books, so I got like a 50 great states. I'm not going to do a full flip through, but just it's very basic. Just a little bit of information about each state, which is perfect for what we need at this level. Then there was another one, Presidents of the United States, and again, just like basic little bit of information on each of the presidents. They had, and then I got this one, which was sea creatures, and it's just like information about different animals. They also had like a puppy one and a big cat one or something. I only got those 3, but they had a couple others there too. I also got this because we've been working on Spanish. We have been for like the past probably 2 years, just basic stuff like colors, numbers, things like that. But they had an early Spanish workbook, and this was again $1 in the Target dollar bin section. So check this out. They had a whole bunch of other stuff, but this is the only one I got, but they had other workbooks. And I also have some like fairy tale books that are in English and in Spanish, which I bought them last year, but I haven't used them yet, so we might get to those this year. Then this book I bought before I saw that one, which was $1. This one I bought from Office Max. This was like a couple bucks, I don't know, $3 or something. It is a 50 Great States workbook. So again, just like basic, there's some like, mazes and games and stuff, and just basic information on the 50 states. So that's like what we'll be doing for a lot of like geography, history, like stuff like that. And we'll also be using like lots of books from the library, lots of free resources, all of that. Another thing that I got from the Target dollar bin that my kids are already loving, Andrew's already started using these. These were $1. I don't have the case that they came in, but it was like a card deck, it looked like. These are money cards. So one thing that we've been working on this year is like talking about money and good money habits and what each dollar, like what each bill is and what each coin is. And so these, like, they give you a bunch of like money, and then on the back it tells you like how much it is or whatever, which obviously as adults we know, but the answer key is there if you need the help, or if like an older kid can check his work or whatever. And then they also have cards in there that talk about like each coin, each bill, and it gives you like some information. So that was $1, you guys. My kids are loving it. Another one that we got for $1 is this one, Cultures of the World. I don't really know if we'll get into this year, but I thought it was good to have, and it was only $1. So they're just flashcards about different cultures. Oh, one that we love and I share on Instagram all the time. I'm constantly getting messages from you guys about what affirmation cards we use. Every morning during circle time, we pull an affirmation card, and this is what they are. They're the Renegade Mama, and they're just the affirmations for kids. So you've probably seen a bunch of these because I post one almost every day. Sometimes I forget to post it. But they're cute and I love them. And so we pick one and then we just like say the affirmation a couple times, and the kids absolutely love it. We take turns with who picks what. And then we have a huge chalkboard in our living room that we got last year. And so we just like use a magnet and keep it on the chalkboard all day. So I can actually, you've probably seen it in pictures, but I can kind of turn you so you can see the chalkboard. So, see there we got our big, huge chalkboard that Dan got, I think off like Facebook Marketplace. It was like $40 or something crazy like that. All right, these I had gotten from, I believe, Target Dollar Bin, but these were like last year, maybe the year before. But these are like telling time cards. So it's got a dry erase marker, and then you can either put in the time and they write it up here, or you can write it here and then they do the time. That's something we're gonna be working on this year with Danny. Also, Andrew's been loving these. They're just dry erase. These are great for the car too, you guys, if you need like travel stuff. They're just like little flashcards that are dry erase marker, and you practice writing the letters. And then these are colors and shapes, like puzzle pieces. I think these were still there this year. I didn't see the other ones though. And then I also have these that they got for Christmas, which are more like Waldorf style. So these are just alphabet cards with like animals on them. They're just really beautiful. And so we'll use these when we're doing like our letter lessons. Like I'll hang these up on the blackboards just so that they, you know, for visuals or whatever. Or Andrew will get them out and play with them sometimes, just write his name or whatever. Okay. And then we have our nature baskets, because we like to do nature stuff, as we like to get outside as much as possible. All right, so then up here we have like each child's bin. So these are just plain, these are from last year. They would just do like art and stuff in them. They're mostly filled up, but I put them up here because there's a few blank pages. So we have Danny's bin and Andrew's bin, and we're not doing as much with Andrew. He's kindergarten. I fully support, like, how do I want to say this? I don't know. I think that it's really important, especially with boys, to start them like when they're ready. And I know Danny, if we would have pushed him to do a lot of this stuff last year or the year before, like it just would not have gone well. So I'm totally okay with Andrew. Is just kind of I have some curriculum stuff for him, but it's more like if he feels like doing it that day, like if he wants to, that's great. If he doesn't, I'm not going to force him, because he's first year kindergarten. We'll probably do kindergarten with him again next year. And so then I'll get a little bit more. But anyway, okay, so they each have a pencil case. In here we have tape, glue, pencil sharpener, scissors, pencils, dry erase marker. This is so that I told them that like if they want to do something on their own, they're allowed to use these. They are not allowed to touch these unless it is time for class. So that way when we go to do our curriculum, we know that these tools are in here, and it's not going to be like, where's my glue stick? Where's my this, that, whatever. Okay, so then I just started this year. We did not do this last year. This is like a morning notebook that we're going to be working on. And so like today, we filled out a calendar. And so I just printed a blank calendar off of Google. It was free. And I had him write in the month, the year, and all of the days of the week. And then he wrote all the numbers. And then we cross it out each day. So this will be something we just do like on the first of the month. And then there's also a daily calendar here. So this was, I got off Etsy, and then I just laminated them. Guys, if you don't have a laminator, laminating is amazing for all your homeschool stuff. So then they just like circle, you know, the weather, all that stuff. And then we have emotion cards. So Danny picked for his emotions today, he was proud, and he picked 2 of them. He was proud and confident. And I think Andrew picked proud and happy or something like that. So that's how he was feeling this morning when he was doing his schoolwork. And then I just got one of these little zipper pouches from Office Max, and we have some like cutouts and stuff in there, and then their emotion cards are in there. And then this is what I was talking about. So we started with this today, just like kind of, there's only one wonderful you. Again, this was off Etsy. I think I paid $1 for this whole thing. I printed it off. It's just like their name, more with letters, how old they are, like stuff like that. We ended up only doing like 3 pages because they were getting tired. There's a continents thing that I got for like $2 on Etsy, and then the pieces of the puzzle are in their little thing. So we have like our morning workbook that we're gonna do every morning. I also want to incorporate in there like our address, learning our phone numbers, things like that. Okay, so here is the curriculums that we got. Because I'm so sorry, this is however many minutes in, and that's what you're actually here for. I get overwhelmed. Okay, so like I said, last year we chose like a Waldorf curriculum, which was fabulous, but it was a ton of planning. Like I had to do a lot of planning, and if I didn't, then like it just didn't get done, and I can't have that with the baby coming. So these are more like open and go. So for language arts, this is the one that we started Danny on in the spring. So he's just finishing this up. He doesn't have very many lessons, but this is the Good and the Beautiful Level K Primer. So I know he's technically first grade, but since we were doing Waldorf and they don't really do any like reading and writing until 7, I didn't want to start him off with something higher, because I have noticed, like I looked at they have like a quiz you can take to see what level you're at. I thought that it would be too difficult for him, and honestly, I wish I would have started him with the pre-K, because this was a little difficult, only in the fact that he knew all of his letters when he started this, just from like, he learned them like on his own, and like, you know, just us talking to him and stuff. And he did not know any of the lowercase, and they start right off the bat, you learn uppercase and lowercase, so that was kind of confusing to him. So if you have a child who, even though they may be older, but they don't really know like uppercase, lowercase, all of that, I would start them with the pre-K, which is what I got for Andrew this year. So the Good and the Beautiful, the thing I like about that is it's literally open and go. So I don't have to do any prep. I open up to the lesson and it tells me what I need. So for this lesson, I needed 6 cotton balls, a glue stick, a clothespin, and 5 pennies. Most of the time, it's just things that you have around your house. It's not anything crazy that you would need to go buy. And so then it literally tells you. It says, have the child say the sound of each orange letter in the green box. Then have the child put together the sounds, blah, 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 blah. So then it has like tracing letters. I don't know, there's some stories in here. There's all kinds of different games. It's very like fun, easy. It literally tells you like, read this to the child, and then like you read it to them. Or it'll say like parent note, and you don't necessarily read that to them, but you read that. It's super easy. I don't have to prep anything. So this is what we're using for language arts. That covers like, what, honey?
I can't fall asleep.
Okay, well, close your eyes.
Oils that can help me fall asleep.
Yeah, use your sleep roll-on that's on your shelf in your bedroom. Do you know what one I'm talking about?
No.
It's the only roll-on I think that you made on there.
Yeah, but is there any other ones like that?
I don't know, but I'm doing a video right now, so I'll come up in a little bit and I'll put some oils on you, but you can use that one for now.
I love the school.
Did you hear him? He's yelling from the stairs. He loved school today. Okay. All right, go upstairs. Okay, so then with the Good and the Beautiful, this is different. This is their handwriting. So normally they're a bigger book for like first grade and up. This is kindergarten. And Andrew has the preschool one, which I'll show you. And it's just practicing handwriting. There's some games and stuff in here, but it's mostly just like letters. Again, this is the level K. Letters, numbers, things like that. So he hasn't done any of this yet. This we'll be starting tomorrow. so that was Good and the Beautiful. And then, oh, this is the Good and the Beautiful too. So we got a nature notebook, which I don't think you need a notebook for nature study. I think you can just like kind of do it on your own for free. But I was kind of struggling. I didn't really do like a lot of that stuff when I was little, I feel like. So I needed some guidance. So I got this for guidance. And then once this is complete, I plan on just doing my own, making our own workbooks, maybe even out of like sticks and stuff like that, like binding. I saw some really cute ones on Instagram. But I'm going to use this for now just to kind of get some ideas, like what should I be doing. So this goes by, this they filled out this morning. So today we filled out like the All About Me page. And Danny pretty much did his all on his own. Andrew, I had to help him through. And then it goes by season. So I put a little clip in here to go right to summer. And this is what we worked on today. So we talked about summer, and then they drew a picture of their favorite thing in summer. And it just tells you, it'll be like, go outside and use your 5 senses. Like, describe what you see. It's definitely more, like Andrew, I think I will have to write a lot of it because he can't write yet. But like for older kids, it's super great because they could probably even go out and do it on their own, which is really nice. Okay, so that's what I have for Good and the Beautiful for Daniel. And then for math, I have actually 3 different curriculums. I'm so terrible. But I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, and I'll actually probably use a mixture of all of them. So I have this that I got off of Etsy. It's called the Gnomes Gemstones. This is like a traditional Waldorf style of learning math. And this is only 1 unit. So I'm probably going to do this first with him. And then I also have, this one says kindergarten, but I just haven't printed up the first grade one too. I have the first grade one as well. It's wild math curriculum. So this was like, I don't know, like $20, $25. And then I just got it printed and bound at like Office Max. And this is all about doing math out in nature. So like using sticks, twigs, berries, like things like that, which is right up my boy's alley. So I have the kindergarten one, and I also have the first grade one that I didn't print up yet. And then I was like, I don't know if that's going to be enough. It probably would have been, but Danny likes worksheets. So I did get him a workbook. And this is the Master Books curriculum. And so this is a Charlotte Mason style. And basically what that means is a lot of learning through story, which is what I really liked, because I didn't want just like straight worksheets, like 2 + 2 is 4. I really like when they're learning through a story. I think it means a lot more. I think they pay more attention. And so that's kind of how this workbook goes. Each lesson has like a story, and then there's concepts based off, see, like there's the story, concepts based off of the story. So I wasn't sure what level to get Danny. So I got him level 1. We have never done math with him. Like, this is the first year we're doing math with him. He is just very gifted in math. Like, I think he's gonna fly through this because he can do so much math in his head already. And just like numbers and things just seem to come really easily to him. Not necessarily writing the numbers, but like figuring out problems and stuff in his head. So I think he's gonna fly through that, but I figure if he does, then we'll just go right to the next level. That's another great thing about homeschooling. You can just kind of go at whatever level your kid is. If they're better in math, they can be level 2 or 3 or whatever. And if they need more help in language arts, they can be a lower level. It doesn't matter. And then the only other things I have in here are these little books. They're like 16 blank pages, and it comes in a pack of 8 for, I don't know, it was like $3, I think, in the Target dollar bin section. So we got a bunch of these. This one's just his play one. So he already was doing some, he was just already doing some math today. And then he was drawing pictures and stuff like that. And he just does this in his free time. But I did get these because we're going to be using these for unit studies. So like if we do a unit study on the moon, like they'll each get their own workbook, and it'll be like all about the moon or whatever. And then also, lastly, I found this at, where was this? Office Max. These are like labeled pre-K, but again, we're still working on like letters and stuff like that. So it's just like a write your letter book, and I got one for Danny and Andrew mainly because I just didn't want him to feel left out. I think Andrew will probably utilize it more, but I got one for both of them. And so this is just, they can do this on their own. Like if there's a break, like today when we were taking breaks in homeschool, I noticed they were still doing work. Like they still were like using all the stuff on the thing. Mainly, it's probably a lot has to do with it's new and exciting. But what's the matter, Andrew?
Belly hurts and I can't fall asleep.
Okay, use the tummy jies, the green and white one that's up on the thing, and then you have to go upstairs, and I will be up in a little bit. You need to get out because you're in your boxers.
Is it the white thing?
Go, yeah, the green one and the white one. Daniel, go upstairs because you're in your underwear. Okay, well you're gonna have to wait.
That's not yellow.
I don't know, Andrew. I can't tell. You gotta come here. Show me what one it is. Okay, so that's Danny's stuff. Oh, and I did get him. So I already ordered him the.
Is this lavender?
Yes, that is lavender, and yes, that's the tummy jies. Use that one on your belly. So I did also get Danny the level K. So like I told you, he's finishing up the K primer. Now we have a couple lessons left in that one, and then I did order him the level K, which is the next one. So this one's a lot thicker, but it's same thing, like lots of games, lots of stories, things like that. So that will be starting after. And so this comes with, so when you purchase this, okay, you need to go upstairs. Nope. You need to go upstairs. Both of you should be sleeping. Now.
Okay, I have these in my room because this is mine.
That's fine, yes. Now. Thank you. So with this comes the level K reader. And so with the K primer one, I forgot to show you, it came with a first little reader. So Danny's already, he was reading this today. Like he can already read this. It's just very simple. And then, so this, sorry, this is kind of all over the place. The level K one came with a level K reader. So there's a whole bunch of books in here. So I didn't realize that this came with it. And I ordered a whole bunch more books. This is like the box set you can order separately, and it comes with a whole bunch of little small readers. I didn't need this. Like, I think this was sufficient. Plus, it comes, oh, I just dropped all those. Plus, it comes with all of these that are already printed for you. You just have to cut them out and staple them. There's literally, look at how many books there are. So if you go with this curriculum, you don't need to order like separate books unless your child is like really like wants to read and like whatever. Okay, but I feel like we probably didn't need all those books, but it's good to have. It also came with phonics cards. So it came like this, and then you just, you know, cut them all out, or it's like you like punch them out, whatever. So these are the ones he uses for level K. These are actually for level 1 and 2, so it came with all of them. But I didn't punch them out yet because we're not using those yet. We're also going to be doing form drawing, which is very Waldorf. So we'll be using this book for our form drawing. Danny's also going to be learning the recorder for music. We also normally do a gym and swim program at the Y. So the YMCAs all have a homeschool gym and swim program. We loved it last year. Obviously, we didn't get to finish out the year because of COVID, and I don't know if they're going to be starting up next year, but if they do, we plan on doing that. And then we also are part of a co-op that we go to every Wednesday. So Andrew has the same stuff, except his is level pre-K for the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts. I don't have a math for him because he's not doing any of that yet. And then I wanted to show you these books came with with the pre-K, Good and the Beautiful, it comes with these books, which are, he's already been loving these. He's been playing with them all day. So it gives you like the letters, and so you have to match. It's a flip book. It doesn't come cut, you just have to cut them. And then you flip to like, you know, big G, little g, and then whatever animal, I think it's a giraffe in here or whatever, goes with G. And so he has been playing with these all day. He loves it. There's 4 of them. And then it also came with a whole pile, I don't know where it is actually, a whole pile of, oh here, an activity packet. So I haven't punched these out yet, but it's a whole bunch of games that they'll like prompt you to use when you get to the certain parts in the book. So I'm probably gonna go through tonight and, you know, cut these all out, put them in baggies so that they're all prepped and ready to go. And so that came with his. The only thing I think I didn't show you guys were these notebooks that I got from, I think it was Office Max. and they are like lined and then a picture. So like we can, if we read a story and we want to do some recall or some copy work, I can have them draw a picture from the story and then write their little phrase, which again, Andrew probably won't really use this much this year, but I didn't want him to feel left out, but Danny will definitely be using that. So I think that's pretty much it. And I don't know, I'll probably get a whole bunch of like online stuff, resources and things like as I need them, but for now that is what I have planned. So let me see real quickly. I know this has been long, I'm sorry, if there were any questions that I can answer while I'm on. Brittany said she was going to call me to ask about homeschooling, and then a live popped up. That's funny. Well, I hope this was helpful. If you still have questions, Brittany, feel free to reach out. Maureen said we still have one from IKEA that I've repurposed. Aw, your homeschool cart? I know, it's like legit. I feel so legit. I feel like I'm an actual homeschooler now. We got the chalkboard, we got the homeschool cart. So silly. So silly. Oh, Carrie also said Pinterest is good for homeschooling ideas. And you know what? Someone messaged me yesterday, I think it was, and said teachers paying teachers, I think is what it is. There was a website she sent to me. I put it in my notes section, but I think it was teachers paying teachers. I'll have to check, and I'll put it in the comments if someone wants that. But there's tons and tons of resources, you guys. I had no idea how many things there actually were for kindergarten, or not kindergarten, sorry, I was reading, homeschool, until I actually started homeschooling. So Dee said, Maddie's the same age and grade as Danny, and we did the same pre-K in May, K for summer, and 1 by December. I really like The Good and the Beautiful. Yeah, The Good and Beautiful is so easy. If you're like, I can't homeschool, you literally don't have to prep anything. It's just all done for you. It's beautiful. It is a Christian-based curriculum, so if that's not your thing, that's fine, but I will tell you there's not a ton in there, at least for the language arts. That's the only thing I've done. Their math curriculum seems phenomenal, but it was out of stock when I ordered my curriculum, but their math curriculum looks amazing. I don't know much about their science or history. I know Brittany Prime has been homeschooling too, and she uses them, and she has been doing some Instagram stories and stuff on what she's been using, and some flip throughs and stuff. So if you have questions about that curriculum, you can feel free to ask her. Okay, those are really the only questions I see. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. I hope that this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please honestly reach out. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. If you have any tips or anything, if you're like a seasoned homeschooler, I am welcoming all tips. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great night. I gotta go check on the kiddos who are not sleeping.